What's going on? This is active recovery for distance running, day after a long run. So I did 16 miles on the road, having not done that in a very long time. You're gonna come to the back of your mat, stand here for a minute and close your eyes. Okay, just take it easy for 1 minute. Breathe in to the count of 5, breathe out to the count of 5. All right, do that one more time. Okay, open your eyes, take your arms overhead, just like this, and then very slowly fold over. So some people may stop here. What I want you to do is let your arms dangle and your upper body dangle, and your head, relax it. And I know I said relax your head, and I'm not relaxing my head because I don't want to collide with this microphone. But you want to let your head fall like a bowling ball, just, and let your body just fold over. Keep your knees straight and go really, really, really slow. Wherever that limit is, stay there. And just let the weight of your body and your head pull you down. So for me, if I'm real loosened up and it's not the day after a crazy run, I can just about, with straight legs, get my palms down. But the day after a really long run, with everything pretty pounded up, I'm up here. I'm tenting my fingers with straight legs. Still pretty good. Okay, slowly roll up. Roll, not just stand up. Roll your spine up. Slowly. And on your way up, put your arms over your head. Just touch your fingers. Bring them back down to your side. Okay, let's start this toe to head journey. Really, it's gonna be toe to upper back, some shoulder work, a little bit of neck. But you have to keep in mind that when you're a marathon runner, or if you're running a marathon, your whole body's in play. So yes, there are certain areas that may stand out that are very sore. However, everything hurts the day after a long run. So you really have to take a little care for most of your body parts, putting the most care and emphasis on those things that are really, really damaged, okay? And I say damaged because I believe that running a marathon is like trauma to your body that you have to and can recover from if you do it properly, okay? So with that said, let's take your feet as wide as the mat. Breathe in. Okay, and on your way down, what I want you to do, I want you to engage your quads. I want you to start to keep your back flat, your arms out in front of you. Okay, we're gonna go real slow here because you could have knees hurting. You could have all kinds of things hurting at this point. Okay, you wanna keep your back as flat, like you're going down a pane of glass, a wall. Okay, bring it back up to stand. Okay. Now, this yoga class is intended for those who have run a really long distance for their bodies within the last day or two. Okay, so this may be moving a little slow. You may not understand, but if you ran as far as I think you did, you'll know that this is right. Come back up to stand. On this next one, we're gonna go down to a full squat, a malasana yoga pose that we wanna try to hold. We're just loosening things up. So we're coming all the way down. I have my elbows on my knees, and I'm taking my elbows and I'm pushing them outward. Okay, the goal is to be able to just chill down here. As weird as it may look for a grown man to be crouched down like this, actually, it's a powerful thing to be able to do, especially as you get older. Because older people lose mobility and they can't even get up from a seat, let alone from this. So if you can get up from this, you can get up from anything. So what I want you to try to do while you're down here is slowly come back up. See, I'm a big fan of developing and maintaining leg strength. Leg strength is so important for the run. And tomorrow, so breathe in, breathe out. Tomorrow I'll be doing hill sprints and air squats. I'll explain. Okay, come back down one more time, all the way down to Malasana. We're gonna just hang out here for a couple seconds. Push out on your knees and then start to tilt forward. If you feel it from here and you're tilting forward, you wanna just catch a little crow pose. That's cool. Just get those shoulders active a little bit. Come back down. Okay, and then make your way down to your hands and your knees. Okay, kind of push yourself up a little bit. Take your left leg out in front of you. Okay, while on your knee, if your knee's hurting, put a towel, blanket, fold the mat over under your knee. With your legs straight, you're just gonna reach for your toes, your shin, your knee, point your fingers toward your face. Now you're gonna get active stretch along the whole backside of your leg, all the way down to the underside of your foot. And if you ran like I ran, this should make you go, oh. It's crazy. So sorry if I'm like, my family gets very angry at me for grunting at the house apparently, because I'm always all sore and shit. And so when I lay on my back and I stretch out, if we're like watching TV and go, oh, they get very angry at this. Oh, well. All right. Bring it back. Take your opposite leg out in front of you. And then just start to, listen, you may be all the way up here trying to reach for something, and that's where you're at, but whatever you got to do, at the end of the day, you're going to feel it the best for your body. There's all kinds of different pose names for this, but I just call it stretching out your hamstring very deeply. Okay, grab for your foot. Point that foot. The more you point it toward your face, the crazier it gets, right? You'll feel it really deep here. All right, let's come out of that. That felt pretty good, right? That's awesome. Okay, while you're on your hands and knees, just take your feet back to plank, okay? And then rock right where your feet are, where your hands are. Don't move them. Just put your butt in the air into down dog. And if you don't know what down dog is, it just means just bend in the middle and put your butt in the air. And listen, you'll feel at this point, you'll feel your calves, your feet, you'll feel them just really start to open up and may be on fire a little bit. Just bicycle your feet back and forth and kind of roll your foot. What's up with that? All right, and then stop moving and then just stretch into it. Push your heels toward the floor. Now, everyone's heels won't touch the floor. In fact, most people won't. But in your mind, that's what you're trying to accomplish. You're pushing with your hands. Your hands are nice and flat into your heels. And push a little harder. A little harder. All right. Rock forward into plank. Now again, why am I in a plank if I'm running a marathon? Well, this is your core. Your core is very important. Front and back and sides and the whole body. Everything is very important for this marathon. The stronger your core, the faster your recovery is going to be. The faster your stride is going to be. Let's roll back into down dog. Now, this isn't just like a passive class. This is going to challenge you a little bit too, because the strength training aspect of it has to be really considered. because it's like a missing element for a lot of these people that I see out there. They seem so small and frail, and that's fine. But people run the risk of becoming skinny fat. It's like when you overtrain and you catabolize your muscle and deplete your muscle. You don't want that. You want to retain muscle. In fact, you want to maybe even potentially grow muscle. Lose fat so you're nice and light during the run, and gain and maintain strength. Okay, with that said, give yourself some relief. Bring your hands down to the ground. Come onto your forearms for a second. Just get used to that feeling. Okay. And then take your feet back into a low forearm plank. Just hold it for 30 seconds. You may be saying, how am I recovering from a long run with this? When you're done with this sequence, tell me what you think. The goal isn't to destroy their body parts any further. The goal is to just kind of help them along, get them active a little bit, just before the point of any kind of breakdown, okay? Put your knees back down to the ground. Scoot your knees toward your elbows and just kind of rock back and forth. They call it like wag the dog or something like that. You'll just feel this stretch every time you get to one side. So this side, then this thing stretches. It's like not your ass. It's just the entire area above, below, in it. It's just nuts. Birds are going cuckoo. Okay, rock back and forth a couple more times. I mean, again, we're all built different, but the day after a long run, this particular thing, just like, oh, it feels so good. Okay, this time, come all the way down to your stomach. Take your arms out in front of you. And then imagine that there's a line about 6 inches in front of my hands. I'm reaching for that line because I'm trying to just stretch my body out as far as possible. I'm going to do the same thing with my feet and then raise my arms and feet off the ground for 10 seconds. Your entire back, core. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Right here, take your hands directly under your shoulders. Take your left shoulder directly out to the side, palm toward the sky. So you're flipping your hand, palm toward the sky. The hand that's still directly under your shoulder is going to be used to push you over along with your leg. And again, when you flip this, you could get a very, very intense back crack out too. So here, let's try. I'm going to push slowly. This is your whole front shoulder and your back twisting. Oh, that should feel so good. Because it feels nuts to me. You think about, like, why are my shoulders sore from running a marathon or training for a marathon? Well, as you run, hold it for 10 more seconds. You're holding your arms at like 90 degrees. You're constantly moving your arms. So if you did 22,000 steps, or 30,000 steps, or whatever, well, that's how many times your arms move too, more or less. Over time, that repetitive stress, let's flip it back over, will take its toll. Do anything 22,000 times or 30,000 times, it's abnormal. You'll feel that, even at the very smallest move. Okay, so use your left hand this time. Right arm's right out, palm is to the sky, and you're gonna push over slowly. Your lower back, your shoulder, oh, that's great. Okay, bring it back over. Your hands are on your shoulders. Really, all I want you to do is just casually get to your back. So let's do that. Okay. Just chill here for 1 second. Just kind of get used to the feeling of being flipped over. Pick your right leg up, bring it toward your shoulder. Just give it a little pull. Pull it down toward your shoulder. This is my go-to move the day after squats. It's relieving the day after I run, but it's not like the most essential stretch, but I still love to throw it in there. Okay, take that down slowly because it helps lead up to some core work in the front. Pull that knee toward your armpit. Let's hold it. Okay, I'll bring that back down. This time, take both knees up. Take your arms both out, directly to the side. Take your right hand, reach it across, grab the outside of your left knee, and pull your knees toward the floor very slowly. A nice revolve twist. It's like Supta Baddha Konasana or something like that. I forget all the Sanskrit. Look over your shoulder. I can't because of this microphone on my chin. But look this way. Okay. And we'll take both knees back up. Kind of hug them into your chest for a second. Roll around on your back, like back and forth. Right here. This should feel pretty bananas too. You got to get all the way to the side. Then go up just a little bit and then roll back over and go back down. Again, this really intensifies if you do happy baby in this move. And when you're on the left or the right, pull and roll and rock a little bit, just like that. So if you got the old sore back like me, this is like, whew. So some people, happy baby is accessible. Some people are gonna be down here. Some people can grab a cross, whatever you got going on, okay? And when you're done with that, come back to center. Take your arms directly back out to the sides, and this time take your left hand, reach out to your right, outside knee, and pull down toward the left. Look over your right shoulder. Ay, ay, ay. Feel that. Oh, your lower back's like, dude, why are you doing this to me? Why are you running so much? Right. All right, let's bring it back to center. Okay, just a little bit of front core work because it's really essential. I'm gonna say it again, my lower abs, like where my hip flexors and all this stuff that's way down here, gets really sore after a long run. So I don't know if it's just the way my body's built, if everyone gets really sore down there, but I tend to have to avoid abs. So bring your knees up, bring your calves to about parallel to the ground below you. So your knees are straight up toward the sky, your calves are parallel. And so I believe that strengthening those muscles really will help, and it has. My theory was right. So, but it's still, after like a long run like that, I still get sore down there for like 2 days. It's just like a new old person soreness that I didn't get. Now I have that in addition to the back. So that's pretty awesome. Birthday gift. Okay. Let's take our arms, like we're on our hands and knees, but we're on our back. Let's just do one dead bug on each side. So take your right leg out long, take your left arm back, bring them back up, take your left leg out long, take your right arm back, bring them back up. One more time, just kind of squeeze your knees into your chest and rock around. Okay, and then what you can do is start to roll slowly on your back like this until you get bigger and bigger. And then just roll right up to a seated position. I'll turn around. Now listen, I'm not saying I'm flexible. So this next position is gonna demonstrate how not flexible I am, but how beneficial this is called. In classes, I think it was called fire log or something like that, but I just call it the twisted pretzel. My knees are hurting. This feels awesome pose. It's really awesome. So from a seated position, my legs out long, I'm gonna take my right leg, I'm gonna bend it. I'm gonna put my foot under my knee, more or less. I'm gonna prop myself up a little bit. I'm gonna take my left heel and put it right beyond the top of my knee so that it's resting right there and it's not sliding or moving. Now, what's on fire? Right here, right? So what you wanna do is you wanna go this way, but you wanna go really slow. If you're here and that's it, then just stay here. But some people can take this all the way down to the ground. For me, it's beneficial to stretch this, but I'm not getting anywhere with it. But right here is my breaking point. Keep pushing forward a little bit. A little bit more. Yeah, let that come up. Take both of your legs out straight. Let them just chill for 1 second. Kind of shake them out. It's a little rough. It's a little rough, right? Now take your left under, take your right to the top. Prop yourself up a little bit. This foot shouldn't be slipping. And then push forward a little bit and a little bit more. And whoa, it's evil. A little more. That's awesome, okay? Come back out of this. Oh God, that's just the craziest thing, right? While still seated here, sit up and try to reach toward your feet, wherever the hands may fall. They might fall on your knees. They might fall on your ankles. They might fall on the outsides of your feet. You can grab your big toes. And again, the backs of your legs are flat to the ground. Knees are tight, and you're pulling back. Oh, wow. What is that? That is just too much. Right. All right, just a few more, I promise. But when you're done with this, you'll thank me. Take your feet in, touching the bottom of your feet together, and pull your heels as close to your crotchola as possible. Now, what I want you to do is grip around the outside of your toes, and with all your arm strength that you have, start to pull forward. And again, you can kind of push even further down on your legs. You're really just trying to open up. And we're gonna go at this a couple more times. Not this exact pose, but this exact spot. How's that? Now pull down a little harder, push a little bit more. All right, bring those feet back out in front of you. Let your knees just chill for a second. Now let's stand it up. Okay, and continuing on that path, I'm gonna turn the mat this way. And like my kids' race car track. And standing in the center of your mat, just get your feet a little wide. Okay, and so we're gonna just take our right leg, put it out straight. You may have to edge your right foot out a little further. Take your elbow to your knee. Continue on down. Continue on down. You might lift your feet off the ground, leave your heel obviously touching the ground, and then you just a little further. The inside of your leg should just be screaming. Okay, so let's just chill that out a little bit. edge that foot back in, come back to stand. I'm gonna switch sides. Okay. And then slowly but surely put your elbow on your knee, hand to the ground if you need to, if you like to. Lift that heel off the ground and really slowly edge down. Okay, come back up. And last but not least, the old frog pose. So if you're on a soft floor already, don't worry about this part, but if you're on a hard floor and just have a mat over it, or just a hard surface in general, just try to fold your mat over like this, or use your sweatshirt in a towel, a t-shirt, whatever. All you're trying to do is get the thick part of this mat to be as wide as you anticipate being able to spread your knees. So you put your knees at the top of this fold on each side, and then your feet go flat on the ground. Don't leave them like this. Feet are flat on the ground. Ankles, if possible, touching the ground. From here, you may stay here. This may be as far as you can go, but what I like to do is I like to come down to my elbows and then continuously push back that way. So this, again, just a little bit of a different way, is under attack. But like, when do you ever attack that? It's so weird. So you want to just take this so slow when you're sore like that. So keep pushing back. And like, really, in a perfect world here, we're doing a minute of this, but take your time and do what you have to do, or get out of it if it sucks for you. It sucks for everyone, I mean, but you find relief in the weird feeling. Now listen, when you come out of this thing, you don't stand up, you don't sit up, you go back forward. You go back in the way go back out the way you came in. Okay, and slowly also. Oh God, it's so weird. And then you get out of it. Push yourself back up. Flap the mat. Just go to your back for one more minute. Literally 1 minute. And just sit here. Lay here. Just like this. And just breathe in to the count of 5. Oh, a woodpecker came out. Hold it for 5. And then breathe out to the count of 5. Do that for as long as you need to. Savasana, relax. Then, be on with your day. Active recovery from marathon training or any distance run day after. Peace out.